And just like that, we have all four series 3-2. Good time. This is a great playoffs. Let me just start with that. This is a phenomenal playoffs. So we'll start in the East because that's fun. You have Miami and you have New York. Miami was up 3-1, lost last night, so New York's got them down to only 3-2. We'll see how that goes. I still think Miami has it, but I don't know. If Julius Randle isn't being Julius Randle, they have a really good chance. It took I think, 38-point effort from Jalen Brunson last night to win and, keep their season alive, which is cool and all. Jalen Brunson's really made a name for himself this year, especially after everything with his signing and blah blah with all that crud. So that's super exciting. They're gonna be a good team, going forward, especially if they can switch Julius Randle for something a little more consistent. Going a little bit not super far from there. So we got Boston and Philadelphia. When the Bucks lost, on a video and to friends and everything, I said Boston is now the team to beat. Boston is now the ones who should be not walking to the title, but kind of. Instead, they find themselves down 3-2 to Philadelphia, and they just haven't looked great. They look good in spurts, but they don't look good from tip to the final buzzer, except in games 2 and 3 where they won soundly. They just don't look great. Nothing's consistent. The play calling's weird. Joe Mazzulla is, I guess, a graduate of the Budenholzer school of not calling timeouts because they carry over to the next game or something, because they had a chance in game 4 to win it, and instead of calling timeouts on like 3 separate occasions, they lose. Then they get decently beat in game 5. I don't think it was ever really in any sort of, they might win, because I was getting texts from a friend of mine, what's up, Eric, that, because he's a Celtics fan, and he was saying, he's like, we can't buy a 3, and they can't miss from 3, so there's just different points where the Celtics just don't look consistent enough to be a set-in-stone, even finals team. They're going to have to win in Philadelphia, which is hostile, I've said it before, just to even push it to a game 7. So that's tough. But that's also the absolute best case scenario for Philadelphia. You're at home with a chance to close out the reigning Eastern Conference champions. That's the best spot you can be in. So if you're Philadelphia, you're going, all right, they got to smell that blood in the water. They have to win game 6. I do not think, they've won twice in Boston this series. I don't think they go into Boston in a game 7 and win. I think game 6 is going to be their best bet, probably by a mile. So if Philadelphia can close them out in game 6 at home, make it to the conference finals, that's going to be their best shot. Otherwise, that's an uphill war they are going to be fighting in game 7. And that's assuming, someone doesn't get injured, or, here's a flagrant 2, let's suspend him, stuff can happen. Flipping over to the West, first things first. Oh, my poor Suns. I was sad when we got down 0-2. I got stoked when we made it 2-2. Then the glaring problems that we have came very, very violently to the surface. Namely, what is a bench? Because we don't have one. When you look at the 2 games we won, game 3, you have Book and you have KD combining for like 1,000 points. No one else had over 8, which is a problem. Game 4, when we win, same thing, with the exception of Landry Shamet scoring 17. Kept him alive in the fourth, hit a bunch of threes in a row, too. And so you have Katie and Book combining for another 1,000. You have 17 from Shamet, single digits from everyone else again. And DeAndre Ayton is just trash. Sorry. No, I'm not. So, but I also said that the Nuggets are the best team in the West. I said that from the very beginning. So I am not really torn up about it, especially because we didn't even have that long to gel and mesh. Next year and stuff, we could talk. We can talk expectations. As of right now, getting some reps with Katie and Booker, seeing what they're going to be capable of going forward. If you dump Chris Paul and get a younger point guard, if you dump DeAndre Ayton to get either a serviceable big and some other pieces, it's going to open up options. Seeing what Book and Katie are capable of is going to be really good for the front office for next year and on. This year, I'm not going to say we don't have a shot to push it to 7, but even if we get past them, I don't see us beating either the Lakers or the Warriors. We just don't have the depth. And there's nothing wrong with that, necessarily. But the Nuggets are also just great. Nikola Jokic is just, it's such a joy to watch Joker play. Dude is unbelievable. Dropped a 53-point triple-double in one of the games, or maybe it wasn't quite a triple-double, but it was ridiculous. He did drop a triple-double in Game 5. 27, 13, and 13 or something like that. He's unreal. Jamal Murray has been inconsistent later in games. He starts out games pretty okay, but late in games is when his shot selection and his ability to actually hit correctly really falter. But they're getting a lot of production from guys that shouldn't be giving them really big production. That's going to give Phoenix a lot of problems, and it has been giving Phoenix a ton of problems. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. So the Warriors and the Lakers. This one's exciting because, one, I think it's going to go to 7 either way. And two, it is about noon-ish on Friday the 11th. I do not have any notifications yet from ESPN about Anthony Davis's injury. He got an elbow to the head from Kevon Looney last night, and apparently he had to be wheeled around in a wheelchair, probably for dizziness, but still, if he misses any time, God forbid he's out for Game 6, there's definitely a Game 7. If he's out for both, then the Warriors might hit their another 3-1 comeback just like they did over Oklahoma City. Pain, right here, there. So, I don't know, it could go either way. But at the moment, Lakers are in the driver's seat. It's just going to depend on how AD, if he can play. If he can play, I don't see any reason they can't go into Chase Arena, whatever, tomorrow and take it. Tonight is when I very strongly believe my Suns are about to get eliminated, but it is what it is. And I think tonight's also Philadelphia-Boston. So we'll possibly see 2 series end tonight, which will be fun. But if not, it's been a great year. It's been a great playoffs, and we will just see how it goes.